Hey guys, welcome to this episode of Kim in the Kitchen. This is our 4th of July episode, and I'm super excited to be sharing with you guys 3 different recipes today. 2 of them are family recipes, and one of them is one of my favorite recipes that you'll get towards the end. We're going to make 2 desserts and a mixed drink for your 4th of July parties, okay? The first thing we're going to be making is strawberry pink stuff. This is one of the recipes that I loved when I was a child. One of my great aunts made it for me and made it for our family for different things that we had. So it's yummy, and it's a cold dessert that you can take for a hot summer day celebration. The things that you're going to need for that first recipe: you're going to need a 16-ounce container of whipped topping. You're going to need a small container of cottage cheese, 1 can of crushed pineapple, a box of any kind of Jello that you like. This is just her fave that she used, but this is Concord Grape Welch's. It also works well with strawberry banana or strawberry, just whichever you like. And then a cup of chopped strawberries. So the first thing you do is, in a mixing bowl, I'm going to get you where you guys can see me. Your mixing bowl, you're going to add your cottage cheese, your whole container of cottage cheese, okay? You're gonna put that in. It's nice and cold. Make sure it's right out of the fridge. You're gonna put that whole thing in there. Then you're gonna put your container of your Jello of your choice, whichever that is. We're using Grape. It's completely up to you what you want to use. You're gonna put the whole container in there. Sprinkle that over the cottage cheese, and you're going to kind of stir that around a little bit. Just stir it up just a little bit. Oh, it smells good already. You guys are going to love this recipe. Okay, then you're going to put your container of crushed pineapple. You can go ahead and drain that can of crushed pineapple. I'm just going to drain it in this little jar over here that I've already used some of. You're going to put that whole container in there, and you're going to mix it up. Then we're going to go ahead and add our chopped strawberries. Get those good and incorporated in there. And then that whole container of whipped topping, I'm going to put that in. And stir that in well. Make sure it's all good and zhuzhed up. And then we're going to pour this in a pretty bowl so we can serve it later on at our party, for our 4th of July party. So I'm going to pour all of that into my pretty bowl now. So when I was a child, this was one of my favorite recipes that my aunt would make around Christmas time, and she would bring to my great-grandmother's house for Christmas. So my mom actually called and got this recipe for me to be able to use today. And when she used it, they actually used artificial dyes in the Jello. But nowadays they do not use those. So the salad is not quite as pink as it was when she made it, but still just as good. So now that we have it in our pretty bowl, I'm going to go ahead and add some fresh cut strawberries on top of that. And this is just going to make it look really pretty for your 4th of July party, if you're having, or any party. And like I said, you can use any Jello that you like. I just like the Grape, the way the flavor is with the strawberries. You can use strawberry banana, you can use strawberry, it's just up to you. You can even use like different flavors and use different kind of fruit. It's just completely up to you, however you want to do it. But as you see, you have this great congealed salad. You're going to put this in the refrigerator, and it's going to get good and cold and chilled and yummy and ready for your 4th of July party. For our next recipe, we're going to be making blueberry chili cheesecake. This is a non-cook recipe, other than I like to brown my graham cracker crust. So if you want to do that, I always preheat my oven to about 375, and I put those graham cracker crust in there for about 5 minutes. That just gets them a little brown and ready for the chili blueberry cheesecake. So first of all, the ingredients you will need for the blueberry chili cheesecake are going to be 8 ounces of cream cheese. You're going to need 8 ounces of sour cream. You're going to need 16 ounces of whipped topping of your choice. Cool Whip, whichever. I have 2 different kinds because that's just what I had in my freezer, and I try to do things cheaply, so if I have it, that's what I'm using. 2 graham cracker crusts. These are 9 inches. You're going to need regular granulated sugar. You're going to need some vanilla, and you're going to need some blueberry pie filling. Okay? So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to open up our graham cracker crust and get them ready to go in the oven. We're going to put those in for, like I said, about 5 minutes. That just gets them nice and brown and ready for the cold toppings to go on top of them. And that way it kind of stays together instead of crumbles up when you put your pie filling in there and you're ready to cut it. So we're getting all those open, and then we'll put those in for about 5 minutes. Okay? We're going to put these in our oven for 5 minutes at 375. Okay, we're going to go ahead and start mixing up our yummy goodness for our blueberry cheesecake that we're making. The first thing, like I said, you're going to need is your 8 ounces of cream cheese. It's just one little package. We're going to add that into our mixer. So go ahead and get that going. Then to that, we're going to add a 1/3 of a cup of granulated sugar. So 1/3 of a cup. Get that in there. So your 1/3 of a cup of granulated sugar. You can add that in with your cream cheese. It's perfectly fine. You're going to add 2 tablespoons of your preference of vanilla. And then you're going to add 8 ounces of sour cream. And you're going to mix that well. As you're mixing, you're going to want to scrape down the sides of your bowl because it does kind of all get stuck to the side, and we want to make sure it's all good and incorporated. So all of that has, your whole pie has all of that good cream cheese taste to it. This is a recipe that a friend of our family's used to make years ago, and she would bring it to any function that we had, and I just really liked it. So it's also a cold cheesecake. My husband loves cheesecake. He usually likes them cooked, but this one is really good because it's super easy, and you can keep it cold and take it to any kind of function, and it doesn't take a long time to set up either. So we'll keep that going. We'll mix it for a few more minutes. Okay, that looks pretty good. Like I say, I'm going to keep scraping down that bowl just because it all kind of gets stuck to the side. And before you put in your Cool Whip, you're going to want that all incorporated really good. Give it one more go. This recipe is enough that it makes 2 9-inch graham cracker crust pies. So it's good, you know, because you can always make one for a party and then keep one at home for yourself later. All right, I'm going to check on those pie crusts and see if they're ready yet. Get those pulled out of the oven. They are good and ready for our pie. We're not going to quite get our pie in there yet. We're going to let them cool for a bit. And I'm going to go ahead and add in our last ingredient, which is the Cool Whip topping, because you'll want to add that in now. And like I say, it's either 2 8-ounce containers or 1 16-ounce container. I just had an extra 8-ounce container in my freezer, so I just went ahead and pulled that out. So you're going to put that all in there in your mixer. We have 1 more container. You want to make sure you get it all out of there because that's the best stuff ever. I don't know about y'all, but when I was a kid, I used to literally go into my grandmother's freezer and get her Cool Whip out and eat it like ice cream. She did not like that, but I sure did. It was my favorite treat sometimes when, you know, you go for ice cream, but I don't know, Cool Whip's just got a good flavor to it. So now we're going to mix that up. It's looking so yummy. Okay, I'm going to scrape the sides of my bowls, make sure I get all of that goodness down in there because I want it all good and mixed up really good. Okay, I'm going to turn it on for just a minute more and let that get good and going. It's almost ready. All right, guys, it is ready. Okay, now that it's good and mixed up, we're going to get it out of this pan. Get all this going here. You're going to pull it off your KitchenAid. Just make sure that you kind of, you know, fold all that stuff in. Make sure that it's good and mixed up all the way down to the bottom. Because what's going to happen is this cream cheese is going to set up and it's going to make the pie a little more stiff when you put it in the refrigerator. You can also put these in the freezer and let them get super chilly and then take them out about an hour before your party, and that way they're good and solid for the party. All right. Now, we're going to pour them in our pie crust. So half in one pie crust, half in the other pie crust. So we'll start pouring that now. It already looks so good. It's not a smell good thing, but it sure does look good. And it's going to be really pretty to take somewhere too for you. So you'll just put that all down in your pie crust and you're going to just kind of dollop it around, make it really cute. Got one going. We'll get the other one going. Okay. Now both of those are done, good and filled. And then now we're going to get ready to open up that blueberry filling and put that on top. Okay, we got that blueberry filling. We're going to open that up. It's going to need stirred just a little bit to go ahead and get it all good and incorporated. So I just kind of stir it while it's in that can. I promise this is going to make this pie really, really yummy though. And it's going to look like you spent a really long time making it. But we all know that you didn't. We all know that it was very easy. So we're going to pour that blueberry filling on top of the pie. You can do half on one and half on the other because I promise it's plenty. And at the end, this is what your pie's going to look like. Blueberry chili cheesecake. One of my favorites. For our third and final recipe of the day, it's going to be our strawberry blueberry mojitos, which are one of my faves. So I'm going to give you the recipe and give you the ingredients for that. First thing you're going to need is some cut up fresh strawberries. I have a bag of fresh blueberries, some club soda. You'll need lime juice, some mint leaves. You'll need some granulated sugar, and my fave, some Malibu. You can use any kind of rum, but I like Malibu better. So, all right. The first thing you'll put in here is you're going to put maybe a couple handfuls of chopped strawberries, which equals about 2 strawberries. I'm going to put that in your jar. So about that many. You're going to put about 8 to 10 blueberries. These are the biggest blueberries I believe I've ever seen. Oh my gosh, they're huge. But anyway, we're going to put about 8 to 10 of those in there. And then you're going to put about 3 to 4 mint leaves. I always take my mint leaves and kind of break them up and put them in there just to kind of get the flavor going. And then we're going to put 1 teaspoon of granulated sugar in there. Okay. And then you're going to mold this all together. Get it all good and incorporated. This just makes your fruit all melt, you know, mend together, and it makes it really pretty for the mojito. Okay, now that that's done, we're gonna add 1 tablespoon of lime juice. Okay, 1.5 ounces of Malibu Rum. I just use Malibu because it's my favorite, but you're more than welcome to use any kind of rum. You don't even have to use coconut. I just like the flavor of the coconut rum. So we're gonna do 1.5 ounces of that. You're gonna add that to your jar. Okay. Then at this point, I'm gonna put ice on top of there. Okay. And then you're gonna top that with your club soda. And then I always just put a couple little mint sprigs on top, just for, you know, just for garnish, just to make it pretty. And you'll put you a straw in there. Mix that all up. Yummy goodness. Now we're gonna taste test. So good. Very refreshing on a summer day. This will be great for 4th of July parties. Look at all that red, white, and blue in there. I promise this is going to be a new fave of yours. So the first thing we're going to taste test is that congealed salad that we made that I called strawberry pink stuff. I'm going to get a scoop of that out and see. After it's in the refrigerator, it kind of sets up like a good Jello salad would, and it's so much better. All right, we're going to taste test that pink strawberry salad. This is the one that's got all that goodness in it. Pineapple, strawberries. That is so yummy. You guys are going to love this. This is going to be great for cookouts. Alright, and the last thing we're going to taste test is this fantastic blueberry chili cheesecake. I'm going to cut us a big old slice of this. Okay, guys. Look at that blueberry cheesecake. It's gonna be so yummy. Alright, let's get a good taste of all the good stuff. Some graham cracker, some of that cream cheese, and that blueberry. It is so good. So good. It's gonna be great for cookouts, okay? It's gonna stay nice and cold. You guys are gonna love it. And then we also had that mojito that'll finish off our meal. And it is fantastic as well. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode and all of our goodies that we made. Please like, share, and subscribe on our YouTube channel. If you have any ideas of anything you would like to see me cook, please comment those below. And we look forward to seeing you guys in the next episode. We're going to try to do Sundays our sweets, and Wednesdays will be our savory days. So we look forward to seeing you guys on Wednesday. I hope each of you and your families have a great 4th of July, and we'll see you guys next time. Thanks.